András László is an MEP for the Patriots for Europe. He's a member of Fidesz. He's been on our programs quite often, actually. Welcome back, András. Welcome. So I guess it's a bit early to sort of do a post-mortem of this election campaign for Fidesz, but do you have any immediate thoughts on what you think maybe went wrong this time round?
Well, the undecided voters didn't turn out for Fidesz.
The which voters? Sorry, did you say?
Undecided voters
undecided.
who are very much in our favor. I believe in the last election cycle in 2022, there's about 15 to 20% of voters who are hesitant on which side to vote for, and they decide in the last couple of days. And today, clearly, they didn't go our way. And that's why you see the difference in terms of the results, because we have a constituency system, not a completely proportional system. A difference of 10 or 15% can completely flip the scale in one direction. That's what we saw tonight.
But do you think that the Fidesz campaign was maybe too much of a negative campaign, because it really focused a lot on Ukraine and, you know, these pictures of President Zelensky everywhere? Would it have been better to run something more positive, you know, vote for a positive record? Because the impression a lot of people got was the campaign was more against something rather than in favor of something.
Well, our campaign had a lot of concrete topics and concrete policy. But apparently this was not the decision, this was not the issue of the day. It was a question of personnel and leadership. And on the other side, we saw just 2 days ago, at the finish of the campaign, a big concert which was very vulgar, which was very nasty, which was very filthy. So there was not much substance on the other side either. It was a filthy and hate-filled campaign. We don't know what they want to do in terms of policy. I think no one in Europe knows what they want to do in policy. We've had a couple of leaked expert papers from the TISA party leaked in the campaign about raising taxes, about getting rid of Russian energy, etc. But they avoided every opportunity to have a debate. I personally was invited to several debates on BBC and other channels as well to have a debate with a member of the TISA party, and at the end of the day, they always cancelled. We never actually had an opportunity to have a substantial debate. So this is where we stand. It's a bit of a wild card. We'll see where they want to go. They absolutely have the legitimacy. They have the majority to enact the policy they want. The big question mark is, what is their policy?
At the European level, because obviously you are an MEP for the Patriots of Europe, and in many ways Viktor Orbán is a kind of spiritual father, I guess we could say, of that group. Do you think his defeat in this election, is that going to change the dynamic at all in the European Parliament? And because obviously, you know, a lot of other leaders were looking to Orbán as a kind of leader in some ways in Europe. People like Marine Le Pen, Geert Wilders, Santiago Abascal in Spain. Do you think that whole dynamic might change a bit now as well?
No, I don't think so. I think currently in every European country, the parties which are in government are having difficulties because of the economic stagnation at European level, because of the energy prices, because of the cost of living crisis. This puts a lot of pressure on every party which is in government. We are in government. It puts pressure on us. The other patriot parties are in opposition and are fighting for change in their countries. I think they still have a very good outlook for them at their upcoming elections, including in France. We'll have to see where patriots go, but I think a lot of the parties have a lot of potential for growth.
So you'll be looking pretty closely at the national rally in France, particularly next year, I guess.
I think in 2027, France is the election of Europe, which everyone will care about, including ourselves. But of course, we will also regroup. We will see what we can learn from this election and how we can regain the strength. I mean, we are still a party with a very big support, 38%. That's considerable, especially among ruling parties in Europe today. Many parties would like that. Unfortunately, tonight, that was not enough.
All right, we'll leave it for now. Thank you so much for being our guest, András László.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you again soon. Thank you. And hang on a second. And back to you in the studio for now.
Thank you so much, Armen. Let's just hold our breaths and just update you on where we stand. According to the latest counting, 81.49% of the votes have been counted in Hungary's election. and it is predicted that 137 seats are going to the TISA party. That is over the 43 seats of Fidesz, currently the 55 seats of Fidesz rather, but it certainly for now gives a majority, a supermajority to the party of Péter Magyar, which would allow him to enact the policies that he wants effectively.